Managers are often considered to be leaders, but surprisingly, both have very different qualities. Let's have a look at them. So, managers organize, they plan, they accept responsibility, they control employees and functions, they specialize, they minimize risks, they set goals, they delegate cautiously, they motivate and coordinate. Leaders, on the other hand, innovate, they are visionary, they seek responsibility, they are creative, flexible, calculated risk takers, they are decision makers, they set challenging goals, and they seek excitement and followers. Let us now look at some leadership styles. The first one could be the coach style. Now, this kind of a leader immediately recognizes his team's strengths, weaknesses, and motivations and helps each individual to improve. Actually, this style of coaching or this style of leadership is very, very advantageous to both the employers and the employees, but unfortunately, it is underused because it takes up a lot of time. So, let's see an example of it. So, a finance manager of a finance company calls for a meeting of his team to discuss their performance of the last quarter. At the meeting, they start off by making an assessment of the team's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Then the team manager recognizes all the good work that has been put in by some of the employees. And he ends the meeting by setting or should I say announcing a contest for the next quarter, thus making and motivating his salespersons to reach the target. The visionary style. The visionary leader has the ability to drive progress and bring about changes by inspiring the employees and gaining their trust in order to launch new ideas. So here the visionary leader creates a very strong organizational bond. Now in this, these kind of leaders have the mindset that people first. So they strongly believe that if the employee is personally and professionally fulfilled, then they are going to give their 100% to the work and they will help the organization to run better. Let's take an example of this. A manager hosts monthly one-on-one meetings with his team members who have any kind of questions, doubts or concerns with regard to the launching of a new loan scheme. Autocratic or authoritarian style of leadership. Such leaders are only concerned with efficiency and results. They often take decisions alone or with the help of a small group of trusted people. So generally, they are the kind who will make the employees work without expecting them to ask any questions, raise any doubts or concerns, and they just want them to follow through what is being told to them. Obviously, just this style of leadership is not very popular and it adversely affects creativity, and very often employees feel that they are working in a jail. The next style is the laissez-faire or the hands-off style of leadership. In such leadership styles, the leader spends most of his time in delegating tasks to his team members with very little supervision. But the manager can adopt such a style only if he has a team of very, very skilled, highly experienced, well-trained staff who require minimum supervision. So for example, a finance manager might ask his team to set their own work schedules and deadlines, provided they are hitting their goals as a team. The next style of leadership is the democratic leadership, a very popular style of leadership. It is also known as the participative style of leadership. The leaders ask their subordinates, their employees for inputs, and they even consider their feedback before coming to any kind of decision. This kind of leadership fosters high employability, engagement, and workplace satisfaction. Let's take an example. If a company is launching some new finance schemes, so the leader here, if he is a democratic leader, will come in only as the final moderator for his team to put forth their ideas. So the team might come up with ideas of coming up with flyers or displays, the floor design. The team comes up with all of it, and the democratic leader only comes in as a final moderator and says yes and gives a go ahead to the team. The pace setter style of leadership is very good for driving results, but such leaders are very focused on performance, and they expect their employees to be, or they hold rather, I would say, they hold their employees accountable for any kind of actions or failures. The bureaucratic leader focuses on fixed duties within the hierarchy, wherein each team member has got a list of set responsibilities and they follow those responsibilities with little supervision, and this does not require any kind of collaboration and creativity. This kind of leadership works best in the financial sector. The transformational style of leadership focuses mainly on clear communication, goal setting, and employee motivation. However, such leaders are more focused on the needs of the organization rather than the needs of the individuals. So, these leaders generally have a team who are delegated with tasks, and they carry out those tasks without constant supervision. For example, a new manager is appointed as the head of the marketing department. The CEO asks him to set goals and have clear objectives for his team in order to meet the company's or organization's needs. So the CEO, for about 2-3 months, studies the trends and the organization, the current trends of the market and the organization needs. After 2-3 months, he sets targets for his team and asks his team to set their own individual goals in order to align with the ones that he has set for them. Employee motivation at the workplace can be a very tricky thing, because while the employee's motivation is not really directly influencing the organization's growth, yet it is a precondition, a necessary precondition, because if the employees lack motivation, then it can have a detrimental effect on their performance. So let us have a look at what it is that drives employees or motivates them to be with a particular company. Company policies, their status, relationships, supervision, job security, training, pay and benefits, and working conditions. To sum up, remember, highly motivated people are adaptable, particularly when it comes to change. They reduce rates of absenteeism, they help to spread the good reputation of their organization, they have a positive attitude at work, and they improve performance and profit. They also work very hard towards achieving their goals, and they have a sense of urgency when it comes to work, which unmotivated people do not have. So, with the help of this module, work your way through and become self-motivated.